Hi, friends. Let's do another one, huh? Huh. You hot? Okay, I want to pull some tarot cards. Let's do like a past, present, and future to start with. What you think? What you think of that idea? What you think? What do you think, huh? What do you think, pretty? Princess Daisy. Okay, past, present, and future. Let's just see what we're looking at. Past. This one. Present. Ooh, I'll flip it over. Ooh, the Chariot reversed, Angel of Guidance. In the past, you were trying very hard to guide that chariot, trying very hard to guide and control where your life was going, and not connecting to the intuition, not being able to see both the black and the white, not being able to see both sides of things and understand that it's not the reins of control that guides our life, but our intuition. And again, the heart, that's the compass. Present, where are you right now? Okay, so the Queen of Cups, I'm actually going to read it upright though. Sensitivity. So, going through some emotional processing right now, some emotional awakenings, and coming at it from a place of like mother's love, right? Finally mothering yourself and really tending to those emotions and maybe learning how to process some things that you didn't get to learn earlier. And as you're trying so hard to control that chariot, there's no room to feel and allow those emotions to flow through comfortably. There's no room for sensitivity, because it's like, I mean, have you ever had a car that's like super sensitive, or been behind the wheel of a vehicle and it like oversteers? You just give it like the tiniest little bitty turn and like suddenly you're a few lanes over. It was like that, right? Because you had your hands on the reins, every single bit of emotions that you felt was traveling through you, through those reins and into that chariot, rather than releasing control of the reins and understanding that like those emotions and those feelings actually can guide the chariot, just not when you're holding on so tightly to it. Then it almost, like the cup overflows with emotions, and then the chariot turns into a boat and you're able to just like ride the waves into the next stage. Speaking of the next stage, what's in the future? Oh, the Fool! The Angel of Innocence, which is beautiful. Going through this emotional transformation, coming out a new person, coming out more connected to that intuition, more connected to that heart space. I love the Fool. Back into that position of, okay, I'm ready to trust, I'm ready to take my hands off the reins and believe that this chariot is going to take me exactly where it needs to go. Trust that your little buddy is going to stay by your side, okay? And that little buddy doesn't just have to be a little animal creature, huh? No, it can be the synchronicities that pop up along the way. It's like little reminders. Hey, you're heading in the right direction. Hey, you are on the right path. Hey, what you are doing right now is in fact in alignment. And from the position of the Fool, maybe you're letting go of your intellectual hold on things that you've had in the past as you've been trying to guide that chariot. Now you're going, okay, you know what? I'm not even going to try and bother controlling stuff like that. I am just going to go with the flow. I'm going to ride the waves, going to live life on this breeze, you know? Maybe that means you've got a journey coming up too, right? And because you're in this moment right now, this Queen of Cups, this emotional processing, this mothering, now whenever you step into this next phase, it's like this baggage that you have. Look at his bag, right? He's got the wand, okay, that he doesn't even fully realize yet how much power comes from the wand. But normally what we have here is like a sack full of all of his burdens, right? The burdens actually being the tools, but because he doesn't know how to use them yet, they become burdens. But what I'm seeing here more is like horseshoe type of stuff, right? Like you're in luck. That's kind of what I'm getting here. It's like you're in luck, and what you are carrying right now, the Lucky Charms. You're carrying a bag of Lucky Charms, you know? So this next stage is going to be great. It's going to be great for you. You're going to allow yourself to remain in that state of the Fool more often, because you're aware that being in the place of the Fool doesn't mean that you don't know anything. It doesn't mean that you are a beginner and are incapable. It means that you are both in the state of being the student and the master, the learner and the teacher, constantly learning from life and teaching yourself as you go, and teaching yourself to let go of what you've taught yourself so that you can remain open to continuing to learn from life. It's all about going through that emotional process of a bunch of stuff just fell out. It's all about going through that, processing your emotions, which is what you're doing right now. Ooh. The High Priestess and the Angel of Power, right? So through this processing of emotions, you are also starting to be able to see more beyond the veil of what's been hidden to you in the past. You know, and as that veil comes down, it's like you can see that those reins that you were holding on to aren't even real. And with this book standing out to me right here, it's like reminding me of the Akashic Records in a way. Like the fact that the more you can see beyond the veil, the more that you realize that like you have access to the stories, to the knowledge, to the infinite. And you can take this ability, especially with like being emotionally balanced, not being so blown about by the tides, you know, like the emotions that the moon brings, just being more centered in that. It's like you're, again, more open to remain the student, more open to continue to be the learner, to continue to receive the information that's coming through you. And it helps with the emotional processing of things too, because you're able to see both sides. You're able to see the bigger picture, see the connections of things that you weren't able to see before. And we also have the Five of Cups. Sadness. Not necessarily sadness though, because I am picturing like the card from the original Rider-Waite-Smith deck, and how it's got all these cups that have fallen over, and some of them have different colored liquids in it and stuff. So it's like the emotions that you've been feeding yourself with, the reactions that you've been having in the past were not right for you. Sometimes they were poison, you know, sometimes you were putting stuff in your cup that was actually detrimental to you. But it's okay, because you weren't in that High Priestess energy at the time. You weren't able to see all of the connections. And so through this emotional processing that you're going through right now, a part of that is forgiveness for knowingly drinking the poison in the past. You know, it's okay if you've known that things are bad for you, but you've continued to choose them for yourself anyways, right? It's okay. Sometimes we do that. And sometimes that, again, goes back to the fact that we are trying to, you know, we've defined ourselves in a way, okay? We've defined ourselves by the chariot that we've been on. We have defined ourselves by the ropes that we have had in each hand and how much control we have had over the direction that we are going. And it's okay to forgive yourself whenever you realize that not only do you not have control, but so long as you've tried to maintain control, it's actually harder to guide. And as long as you continue to either drink the poison to numb yourself from processing these emotions, yeah, okay, you don't need to continue to numb yourself. It is okay to process these emotions, for one. And you also don't need to beat yourself up for choosing to numb yourself, because that just gives you something else that you want to numb from. And it also makes you want to run away from yourself, and that's not good. We don't want to run away from ourselves, okay? We want to fill our own cup with all the good things. We want to know that like cup that overfloweth from inside of us is always there to nourish us, is always there for us to drink from, like the fountain of youth, the fountain of life, right there in us at all times. Let's see. Okay, the Work Your Light one, real quick to finish this up. We'll get a closing message here. Okay. Let's see. Let's get a little more for this Fool. All of this emotional processing and coming back into alignment with our heart space, coming back into connection with our intuition, coming into that high priestess energy where we can see beyond the veil. With all of this that we're going through, as we step into this Fool, I don't know, what is the energy going to be around this Fool? What is the energy of life for this Fool looking like? Sticky. A little sticky, interesting. So long as we continue to try and hold on to the reins going forward, so long as we continue to try and maintain control, things will continue to be sticky. Things will continue, to make you feel stuck. You're going to get stuck almost in a holding pattern, get stuck trying to work on things that are fighting you. It's okay to let go of the reins and trust your heart to lead the way. It really is. So what is the energy of life going to be around this Fool? The one that's on the bottom now. Answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? What is the energy going to be like around this fool? He will be answering the call of his soul. You will be answering the call of your soul. And so long as you allow yourself to remain in that state of being the fool, of believing that you're at the beginning of the journey. Every day you're at the beginning of a new journey, right? Every day you get to let go of the past. Every day you get to take that leap. You get to just like jump off the cliff into the unknown. Every day you get to learn from a brand new place of zero, back to the drawing board, back to square zero, right? Every single day you have the opportunity to go back into that place. And it's like, okay, you've got the zero, right? Which is the fool. And that zero is also like almost defines the feminine, defines that like negative space. So as long as you can keep yourself in that negative space long enough to figure out where it is that you're being called to, where it is that that heart center is directing you. And from there, you're comfortable letting that chariot just lead you, you know? Now you are the fool at the, I don't know the word, at the reins of this chariot, at the helm of this chariot. And when you were the fool in the place of that chariot, you don't even know how to guide the chariot, so you're not going to try, right? You're going to learn starting from the very, very beginning. And so you learn how to control the chariot, right? And you learn that the way that you control the chariot is by giving up control of the chariot. And every single day you get to do that, and you continue to go more and more in the direction of your soul's calling. Let the fool guide that chariot. I know it seems scary being the fool, right? Because it's like stepping into the unknown. It's going back into feels like kindergarten. You know, it kind of feels like kindergarten going back to being the fool. But that's okay. Like, there's so much peace in that space. So much openness to just try out and feel who and what you want to be. To drink from a different cup. All right. What is your soul calling you to do? And one closing message. Star Mother, how can you mother yourself? I feel like that says it all, because that just goes straight back to this Queen of Cups energy, right? That's exactly what you're doing right now, is mothering yourself, and to continue to do that from this place of the Fool, to continue to mother that version of yourself. If you can be the Fool and the Mother at the same time, and look upon both lovingly from the place of the other, I think you'll be really, really surprised at where that chariot takes you. I think you'll be really, really surprised at what it is that your soul is calling you to do that you never fathomed you would be able to handle. And once you start doing it, you will be at such a loss for how you were able to go that long without doing it in the first place. So I'm going to leave this here. Scrooge. Ho, ho, ho. Oh, thank you so much for joining me in this message. This has been an interesting reading, but it's been so much fun. Well, I hope this helped anyone in any way that it possibly can. Thanks.